And this is page 55 of the Initiation into Hermetics PDF download that you can find in the description of this video. And this is about pore breathing in the fire element. So what you do is you sit in the asana position, and then imagine yourself in the center of a giant ball of fire. And imagine being surrounded by fire everywhere with your imagination. You should be able to do it, have a picture of you being in the center of like a ball of fire, and there's fire all around you. Using your imagination almost as if you're transported to a different dimension. It should feel like it. And now begin using your nose and your entire body with the imagination to begin pore breathing in. Begin breathing in the fire element. So you should breathe in with the pores and with the nose at the same time. Breathe it in, hold it, breathe it in, and imagine like you're empty inside, like it says here. The body should resemble an empty vessel to which the element's being inhaled or sucked with each breath. So each one you should probably be able to do 20. Probably 20 be the most you can get, because you're gonna hold it in, you're gonna feel it compress it inside you. It should have like a grainy feeling, kind of a hot feeling, grainy feeling. And you'll know it's like a real element you're breathing in. So it's through the whole body. And then don't strain yourself. Hold it in there. And now maybe if you feel a little bit uncomfortable, now if you do like, let's say 15 breaths, now you want to use your imagination and exhale it. So you're going to go, 15, 14, 13. Try and keep a count of the breaths, probably using your fingers, or in here he's using a bead. Because what you have to do is if you take 15 breaths into the fire element, you have to exhale 15 breaths out. And if you're not sure, if you miscounted some, maybe do a couple extra exhales just to make sure you get it all out of you. Because you will feel that you're inhaling something. And it will be the fire element, because it's actually, you're calling it forth from a parallel dimension where it's at. And the other thing is, though, if you have any uncomfortableness with it, chances are you still probably have issues from the soul mirrors that you might want to address. If you're too uncomfortable at any time doing it, just discard it. Maybe go back to your negative qualities you had written down and try to do some auto-suggestion or transmutation. Maybe work on that and come back to it. But just see how many you can do in before you feel uncomfortable. Maybe some people can only do a couple. Then just do a couple with your eyes closed in the sauna position, and then with your eyes open. And like it says here at the end, when you're finishing it, you should have the impression that the smallest particle elements is in you. And the sensation of heat, you will feel a sensation of heat. It's a strange, grainy feeling. Exhale it. Just do a couple extra exhales to make sure you're cleaned out from it. So that's the first one of these, talking about adepts here that have mastered this element and can melt snow and stuff like that. You can read it. So that's basically it. He's saying an average of 20-30 breaths to do. Try with your eyes closed. Maybe as many breaths as you can do, like you're filling up the imagination, drawing from this ball of fire, and then the number of breaths you have taken in, count maybe with your fingers is a good idea, or keep a mental count, and then the same amount of breaths exhaling it. And then try with your eyes open. And try it until you're comfortable with it before you move on to the next exercise. So maybe take a day or two and do it, because by the second day of doing it, you should probably feel comfortable with it, or a little bit less. Because in doing this, whatever issues you have from the fire element that are negative qualities, or maybe positive attributes, you'll feel by doing this it'll start to work towards balancing them out. It could also make them worse, but depending on how you deal with it. So don't push yourself, and don't push yourself towards being uncomfortable, and maybe take a couple days before you proceed to the next element.